Budaka, that side.
Afternoon, Chair. Afternoon, Minister. I am Honorable Elias Daka, Member of Parliament from Sanzara constituency. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Minister, and your team. You are very much welcome. Mushanga Sydney is my name, Member of Parliament for Wacha and Kawe of Central Province. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Minister, you're welcome with your team. I'm Walusam Laliki, representing the wonderful people in Senanga constituency.
Thank you very much. Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Minister. Good afternoon to your team. My name is Leon Hangala from the Office of the Clerk. Thank you.
Okay, no more Secretariat.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. Afternoon, Chair. My name is Clive Kalambo from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. My name is Nchumunya Mwande from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Thank you. And Engineer Rafo Mabenga, Member of Parliament for Mulowezi constituency in Western Province, and a member of this committee. It's a district which has no prison anyway. So over to you, Honorable Minister. You do the introductions. And
I'm aware that the people of Mulowezi have no capacity to create any crimes there. That's why there are no prisons. Honorable Chairperson and my colleagues, members of Parliament, my name is Jack Mwimbu, MP for Monze and Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security. I'm accompanied by my officials from the Correctional Service Commission and my ministry, Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security. May you start introducing yourselves.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable MPs. I'm Moses Nyurenda. I'm the Commissioner Secretary for the Zambia Correctional Service Commission.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable Members. I'm Goodson Sinyenga, Director Planning, Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Others?
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. I'm Emmanuel Piri. I'm Senior Human Resource Management Officer from the Commission.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Alex Mukisi. I'm Acting Assistant Director, Research and Planning, and I'm the personal assistant to the Minister of Home Affairs.
Thank you.
Afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon, Minister. My name is Akapembwa Ems Chirima, Accountant Cabinet Office attached to Zambia Correction Service.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Minister. Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable MPs. My name is Emmanuel Tero. I'm Deputy Commission Secretary, Zambia Correction Service.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister, and good afternoon, members. My name is Daniel Chipiri, Senior Monitoring and Evaluation from Zambia Correction Service Commission.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Just a formality, and when you appear before this committee, any committee of Parliament will give you a minute in accordance with Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, that the information that you are going to provide to us shall not be used in a court of law as long as it's factual. However, the same Cap 12 may be used against you if you willfully, I'm underlining willfully, mislead this committee, which I am sure that will not happen. So you are free now to present your policy statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, members of Parliament. Mr. Chairperson, I thank you for according me the opportunity to present the 2026 budget estimates for the Zambia Correctional Service Commission. The mandate of the Commission, Mr. Chairperson, is the Zambia Correctional Service Commission is a constitutional and statutory body mandated to provide human resource functions to the Zambia Correctional Service under Constitutional Amendment Act number 2 of 2016. The vision is a commission of excellency in human resource service for the correctional service. mission statement. The mission is to provide efficient human resource services for an effective correctional service. Functions of the Commission. Chairperson, the Zambia Correctional Service Commission is charged with the responsibility of human resource management in the Zambia Correctional Service as provided for in the Constitution Amendment Act number 2 of 2016 and the Service Commissions Act number 10 of 2016. Review of the past performance 2025. During the period under review, the Zambia Correctional Service Commission was funded the sum of 16,101,163 kwacha only to execute a number of programs guided by its functions. In its continued effort to maintain effective and efficient service delivery, the Commission undertook the following programs: sensitization of human resource management committees. The Zambia Correctional Service Commission is sensitized officers in northwestern, southern, and western provinces on the human resource management reforms. Processing of cases. The Zambia Correctional Service Commission processed a total of 132 cases for the Zambia Correctional Service. These include promotions, confirmations, appeals, transfers, and separations. Development of disciplinary code of conduct for the correctional service. The Commission developed the draft disciplinary code of conduct for the Zambia Correctional Service during the second quarter, awaiting validation. Development of the Integrity Committee documents. The Commission developed the gifts and benefits policy, conflict of interest, and the whistleblower policy, which are yet to be submitted to Secretary to the Committee for approval. Challenges. Chairperson, the following were some of the challenges faced by the Zambia Correctional Service Commission during the year under review. 1. Lack of computerized human resources management systems at the Commission, which continues to pose a challenge in the maintenance, referencing, and retrieval of personal information for decision making. It is hoped that in the subsequent years to come, Smart Zambia will make it a priority to assist the Commission to computerize all personnel records for its storage and retrieval of information for decision making. In line with the Presidential Directive on Digitalization, the Commission will be grateful to receive support regarding the same. 2. Unconducive work environment. The building housing the Commission is condemned and is also being claimed back by the Bank of Zambia. 3. Inadequate funding. 4. Inadequate manpower due to lack of treasury authority. 5. Inadequate office furniture. 6. Inadequate transport. 7. Key issues to be addressed in 2026 budget. Chairperson, the key issues to be addressed in 2026 are as follows. 1. Human resource and management. The Commission will oversee the establishment of a Human Resource Management Committee in the Correctional Service. The resources under this program will go towards the implementation of the formation and capacity building of the Human Resource Management Committee. 2. Governance and standards. The Human Resource Management Committee that will be formed is expected to implement and provide guidance in the management of human resource in the Zambia Correctional Service. The Commission will carry out assurance and inspections through monitoring and evaluation on how the committee is adhering to the principles and value-based system of human resource management in the service. 3. Management and support services. The Commission intends to enhance the overall provision of the strategic and policy direction in order to facilitate the efficient and effective operation of the institution. The Commission will also launch its service charter in order to enhance efficiency and improve service delivery for the period 2025-2027. In conclusion, the Zambia Correctional Service Commission wishes to enhance its strategic monitoring role as guided by its constitutional mandate to comprehensively achieve this goal. the Commission would require additional funding to effectively support performance management. I therefore and hereby submit the proposed 2026 budget estimates of expenditure for the Commission amounting to 16,201,693 kwacha. It is my considered view that the resources be provided for in the 2026 budget for the Zambia Correctional Service Commission in order to implement the much needed human resource. I therefore seek your support, my chairperson and the honorable members. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Members, areas of clarification. Yes, Honorable Daka.
Thank you, Minister, for your submission of this wonderful policy statement. I just wanted to maybe probe further on what measures or what step have you taken, particularly on the digitalization of human resource in your ministry. What effort have you made through this budget that we want to approve? Are there specific funds that we have attached to Smart Zambia so that they can actualize digitalization in your ministry? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, as I indicated earlier, we do not have enough funding under the current budget. We are relying on a program that is being undertaken by Smart Zambia to roll out the digital platforms for all the government ministries. We hope that that will be done soon. I'm aware that a number of apps have been done in various institutions, including the correctional service. But for the commission itself, we haven't done that. We hope that in the next phase they will include that. For the budget, we don't have a specific budget for that because of lack of funding.
Okay, Honorable Mushanga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, and thank you so much, Minister, for the statement that you have given to the committee. I recall, Minister, that even last year, that is on page 3, on the challenges, going to page 4. That is challenge number 2, an conducive work environment. The building housing, the commission is condemned and is also being claimed back by the Bank of Zambia. So I remember, Minister, 12 months ago, this challenge was presented by your ministry. And again, even this year, this same challenge is being presented. Are there any plans that the government has put in place through your ministry to address this challenge, so that the commission can have at least a conducive work environment, at least office space where to operate from? I submit, Honorable Chairperson.
Okay, thank you.
We are looking into this matter, Chairperson and members. It's true that the building which the commission is operating from is not suitable. It has been condemned. Unfortunately, we do not have immediate alternatives. We are looking at other avenues of finding accommodation. The other day I was asking whether there are any buildings that have been seized in our operations. Once we establish if there will be any, we will provide accommodation. I'm aware that the area is not conducive. It's not.
Okay, thank you very much. But Honorable, didn't you have an opportunity to talk to the fellow Minister of Finance about the same?
Well, as I've said, Mr. Chairman, I'm now representing the Vice President here in this matter, because this falls under the Vice President. But I'm aware of the plight, because the Commission, in the day-to-day operations, we work together, and they bring out these issues. At one time, there was a proposal to move them to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Unfortunately, the floors which we are considering are still occupied by the judiciary. We hope that once the judiciary moves out, we can find some space there. But for now, we don't have space.
Okay, thank you. Now, on page 4, item number 3, where I was talking of inadequate funding, maybe in your policy statement could have been better if you had said your needs or your budget which you presented to the Minister of Finance was so much. But you have just been given 16 million, so that it's easy also to give us a source of powers to push the matter, because right at the moment we don't know what is your needs. It's on apart from what you have, what is in the budget. But if you had told us your actual needs is so much, but what you have been given is so much, then it gives us also powers to push the matter forward, that you see there's inadequate funding. But if you just leave it open like this, it becomes a bit a challenge to us at all.
Mr. Chairman, I'm made to understand that you are going to have an interaction with my officers over the actual budget lines, and they'll be able to explain why the budget lines are like that. Because whenever we do the budgeting, we are given seedings that you cannot exceed this seeding.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you interact with them, they'll be able to bring out that what they had asked was this, but they were restricted by the seeding.
Okay.
Yes.
Then on page 2, processing of cases. I mean, I didn't see recruitment there. Are you recruiting or are not recruiting? Because last year I understand I was here. We were talking about, I don't know how many, 15 or something.
We have an intention, Mr. Chairman, of wanting to recruit, not just for correctional service. We would like to recruit for Zambia Police, correctional service, Army, National Service, and other security wings. We are waiting for guidance from the Minister of Finance. Once they give us a go-ahead, then we'll be able to recruit. And an announcement will be made. We are keen, because we are understaffed.
Okay. No, I expect that to be in the policy statement as well, that you are something you are planning about that.
Well, what we didn't want, Mr. Chairman, is to excite members of the public that we are recruiting when we haven't been given the authority. When we are given the authority, then we'll be able to make a pronouncement that we know we will be recruiting, and we'll come to the house.
Okay. And members then...
Last one, Minister. These monies that we are approved, do you receive them on time so that you can actualize your planned activities throughout the year? I submit to you.
Thank you.
Well, I wouldn't say that we receive money, all the monies we require on time. It also depends on the revenue collection by the Minister of Finance. If there are delays, even the releases are delayed. But I can assure you that we have not had any time when the budget is fully financed.
Okay, thank you very much. If there are no areas of clarification, then we can release the Honorable Minister. We gave you an immunity at the beginning. Now we have come to an end of our interaction. I would like to withdraw that immunity. And I wish you a good day.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are you remaining with my officer?
Yes, please. I will remain with the PS so that we go into details.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon once again, Chairperson, and good afternoon, members of the committee, and good afternoon to all. Like I did introduce myself earlier, I am Moses Nyurenda. I'm the Commissioner Secretary for the Zambia Correctional Service Commission. Allow me now just to go straight into my presentation this afternoon. Chairperson, in 2026, the proposed budget for Head 36, Zambia Correctional Service Commission, is 16,201,693 kwacha, made up of 5,875,200 kwacha for salaries and other emoluments, and 10,326,493 kwacha for non-personal emoluments, PEs respectively. The overall proposed budget has been slightly increased from 16,101,163 kwacha in 2025 to 16,201,693 kwacha in 2026. So there's a slightly increase of about slightly over 100,000. The increase is 100,530 kwacha, which this represents a 0.62% increase. The Commission's 2026 budget will finance the implementation of priority programs under 3 budget programs, namely Governance and Standards, Zambia Correction Service Human Resource Management, and Management and Support Services. The programs will, among others, focus on establishment of Human Resource Management Committee at Correctional Service Headquarters, implementing and providing guidelines on management of human resource across all correctional facilities, and conduct quality assurance inspections in adherence to the principles and value-based system of human resource management. This, Chairperson, memorandum is meant to provide an analysis of Head 36, Zambia Correction Service Commission's budget performance during the period 2024 to 2026. In addition, it presents analysis of Commission's proposed estimates of revenue and expenditure in 2026. 2.0, analysis of the Commission's budget allocation 2024 to 2026. The total budget allocation to the Commission and the proposed allocation for the stated period are tabulated in the table that follows. That's table 1. We have in the from 2024, where the approved was 14.7. In that 14.7, we had approved PEs 4.1 and non-PEs 10.6. In 2025, which is the current budget which we are sitting on right now, is at 16.1. The PEs are at 5.4, and the non-PEs at 10.6. Looking at going forward into 2026, we have now been given 16.2, and proposed PEs will be at 5.8, and the proposed non-PEs will be at 10.3. The overall budget allocation to the Commission from 2024 to 2025 has been increasing. Allocation to personal emoluments was increased from 4,133,760 kwacha in 2024 to 5,448,177 kwacha. That is in 2025. In 2026, the PEs increased from 5,448,177 kwacha in 2025 to 5,875,200 kwacha in 2026. This represents an increase of 7%. Table 2, Chairperson and members of the committee, allocation by program. We have outlined there our programs, that's governance and standards. 2024, we were at 4.5. 2025, we are now at 5.1. 2026, we have dropped to 4.4. Zambia Correction Service Human Resource Management, in 2024, we're at 7.8. Currently, we're at 8.7. And for 2026, we have been maintained at 8.7. Chairperson, Management and Support Services, in 2024, we're at 2.3. 2025, we dropped to 2.1. And in 2026, we are going up at 2.9. So the totals there for 2024, we had 14.7. 2025, we are sitting, like I said earlier, at 16,101,000. 2026, we've been given 16.2. 3.0, performance of the 2025 budget. As at 30th July, probably this answers the question that you had raised to the Honorable Minister as to whether we do receive all the funding as approved by Parliament. Maybe this will respond to that. As at 30th July 2025, Ministry of Finance and National Planning released 9.6 out of the total allocation of 16,103,160. So that's the situation that normally we go through. One, you would approve this on our behalf, but releases is another where probably by the time you are getting into the fourth quarter, you will only have gone 50%. Chairperson and the members of the committee, you may wish to note that as a country went through a very difficult patch because of the drought. You recall that a number of measures were introduced that made it extremely difficult in the fiscal space for us as institutions to be able to get our funding as per approved by Parliament. So this representing a 50.23 as we sit here and discuss with you. That's where we are at in terms of the releases. Out of this amount, 5.5 was non-PEs, while 52,073 kwacha was for PEs. Table 3, that's expenditure for program and sub-programs. I don't know whether Chair would want me to go through this. Maybe as we interact, you might just want to bring out some issues. Let me just proceed probably to page 5, which is 4.0, adequacy of the 2026 budget allocation in meeting the set targets. In 2026, the Commission has a proposed allocation of 16,201,693 kwacha, composed of 10,326,493 kwacha, non-PEs, and 5,875,200 kwacha PEs, to be wholly funded by government. However, funds allocated are not adequate for both PEs and non-PEs. The Commission has only 19 positions filled, leaving 15 unfilled positions. This has been on us for quite some time. Chair, you did ask the challenge of accommodation. Similarly, even in the issue of us filling all the positions in the approved structure has been a challenge for the last 3 years. So we are standing right now at 19 staff out of the 34, which is supposed to be a full complement of the Commission. The increase in the non-PEs will enhance the execution of the Commission's mandate in providing guidelines on management of human resource across all correctional facilities and conduct quality assurance inspections in adherence to principles and value-based system of human resource management. 5.0, how the 2026 budget allocation aligns with local and international commitments. The Commission is mandated to take care of human resource management for the Zambia Correction Service, which is responsible for looking after remandees and convicts to keep the country secure. Hence, the effective management of human resource in the Zambia Correction Service will contribute to, to maintain the internal security of the country. 6.0, Chairperson, constraints faced in executing the budget. The major constraints in executing the budget is inadequate and irregular funding. 7.0, measures put in place to address these constraints. The Commission has been engaging the Ministry of Finance to release adequate funds regularly. 8.0, propose variations of the estimates within the herd. The Commission has no proposed variation estimates within the herd, and this is because of the fact that even what we have been given, Chairperson, is not enough. So it's even difficult to make any variation. You may wish to note, actually, that even the 16.2 that we have been given, it was out of the meeting and interaction we had with ST, we'd been brought down to 11 million. And after protracted, discussions and meetings with them, they were able to give us put the 5 million to bring us to where we're at now, the 16.2. So we would have actually been sitting here and discussing with you the 11 million other than the 16.2 that we have now. Output indicators by program, I think I'll not go into that, Chair. Maybe let me just conclude by saying I do employ the committee to favorably consider the proposed allocation to head 36. I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much. Member, any areas of clarification? Honorable Changa.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, and thank you so much for Commission Secretary for your presentation. Yeah, so when the Minister was around, I only alluded to one challenge. But my observation is that all the 6 challenges presented this time around, they were the same challenges even last year. Same challenges, all of them: inadequate funding, inadequate manpower due to lack of treasury authority, inadequate office furniture, and inadequate transport. And then I've looked at your presentation. The increase was last year, this year, 2025, the Commission was allocated 16,101,163. And 2026, 16,201,693. An increase of just 0.62%, 100,000 kwacha. 100,530 kwacha. So in your view as a commission, with all these challenges, and also with the special focus on the unconducive work environment, the office building, do you think this increase is significant to attend to all these challenges that we have itemized? You may even have other challenges that have not been itemized in the Minister's presentation and the Commission's presentation. Then, Chairperson, second question, on page 2 of your presentation, Commission Secretary, on table 2, allocation by program. The first one, governance and the standards. This year, 2025, it's 5 million plus. And next year, 2026, you are proposing a reduction. Is almost like I would like take it above 500,000 kwacha. What is the justification of that reduction? I submit, Honorable Chairperson.
Okay, thank you. Can I respond to those?
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you, Honorable, for the questions that you have raised. Very, very cardinal questions. And you are right in alluding to the fact that what we have on our hands is far from being enough. I would outrightly indicate, Chairperson, to your committee that this will basically just keep us, just running, not moving forward. As you can see that the figures are not enough. It's true, the issues that we have raised to this committee this afternoon in terms of challenges are issues that we raised last year, are issues that we raised the other year. But it's been a challenge for us. As a commission would have loved to have a situation where we see ourselves developing and moving forward. You may wish to note that this is a new commission. And where we are sitting, we hoped that this commission would have actually been supported a lot in order to stabilize and be able to run. But as things are, it's difficult with the numbers that we are being given. The Honorable Minister here responded to part of what we are discussing here. We are given a ceiling, and we are told within this ceiling, this is what you've got to work with. And so it's within there that you begin now to split and see what can go for what activities in order for us to still be sustained. But I would have loved to have a much healthier numbers, of course, of monies that could have helped us. What has compounded us, Chairperson and honorable members of the committee, is that at a time when the commission was being split, because you remember we were police and prisons, and at a splitting point, it would have been important to also split the assets as well as the other things, the furniture. That did not happen. One, even in terms of the staffing, we had to start from zero. Everyone went to this police. The assets were taken to police. Transport was taken to police. Everything went to police. So when I was appointed to go and run this institution, we started from literally nothing. And we are grateful to Minister of Finance that there have been moments when they went outside of just what was there for us to try and help us to be up and running as you would see us today. And so, yes, I agree with you that the monies that we have, we do not believe that they'll be able to help us to resolve what is before us. The office accommodation that we are operating from, I recall that when I was the director at Works and Supply, Honorable, you recall, you remember that, the discussion of that place being demolished had started then by the owners, Bank of Zambia. That discussion has never stopped. It's still the same even today. What has stopped that to happen is because we are sitting there. And if they moved us out, we'll have nowhere to go. And so that's where we are at. I submit.
Okay, thank you very much. Members, any areas of clarification? Well, members are still thinking about it. I just want to find out what strategies are placed in collection by the Commission. Do you have a plan for the use of revenue?
Thank you, Chairperson. Unfortunately for us, because of the type of the institution we are, we tried. Sometime last year we wrote to some donors around. We were actually advised that there could be some donors that can come in and help us to support us in some areas. But then we were told that being a security arrangement, they were unable to come through. So we are at a place where we have to depend on just a Minister of Finance or government, in short, to be able to meet our needs.
Okay, then on page 2, I mean, it's the same question I asked the Minister. What are your needs? Because we don't know, you're only complaining that the money is inadequate. But what are your needs then? What are your needs? Because you have been given 16 million. If you had unlimited and budget, unconstrained budget. How much is your unconstrained budget?
Thank you, Chair. I know throwing out figures like that with the inflation changing, it's quite a challenge. But what we hope to see, Chairperson, is a situation where every year we should have been moving upwards in all the areas of our endeavors. But as you can see from what we have been given for 2026, the PEs are the ones which have gone up. Now, you may wish to note, Chairperson, that we do not handle PEs. PEs are handled by Minister of Finance direct from there. This is not money that can come to the Commission and we'll be able to make a decision to do some development within ourselves. The areas that needed to have been enhanced have not been enhanced. But the PEs is the area which has been enhanced. But even when you look at the PEs itself, we have already alluded to the issue of the structure not have been fully filled to this date. From 2021, when the Commission was born, to this day, we have been running on a very lean staffing levels. We still require much more than the PEs that have been added here. When we do the calculation, you will discover that we may just need maybe 1 or 2 members of staff to join us. But we are requiring about 19, thereabout, to fill up the whole structure.
Yeah, my question is, you know, you are complaining because you have been given 16 million. It could have been useful if you have said our requirements was maybe say 20 million or 25 million or whatever. But now what we have been given, because the budget setting is 16 million.
Correct.
That's because how do we help you? We don't know your requirements. You're only saying the money is not enough. How much? It's not enough. By how much?
Thank you, Chairperson. First, to throw out, probably in 26 weeks, helped us, one, to deal with the issue of transport. Would have been able to at least buy a few vehicles to enhance already a few that we have bought. And then we have literally no furniture. The furniture that we're using right now is a furniture that we have taken from our sister commission, the Zambia Police. And it's a blessing in disguise in that we operate from the same building and we are able to get these things and utilize them together with them. I imagine a situation where if we were somewhere where there is no such an institution, then we would have been stuck completely. So we need money from this, probably 40 million, to purchase furniture. We will require money for us, for instance, if we were to move out of there and go into our own building. Now, the question is it a rented building? If it's a rented building, we've done our own checks around. We've discovered that we'll be requiring something close to about 100,000 per month to pay for rentals. We did go into some checking with the Cabinet Office under the instructions of Secretary to Cabinet to see whether we could identify a building that government can purchase. What had happened is that ABSA, if you know, have moved out of where we are at there in town, and they've built a new office for themselves, and they've placed that for sale. We went in with the instructions of Secretary to Cabinet and ST involved, and we did what we could and handed them over to Minister of Finance. We don't know how far that has gone. What I know is that at a time when we were now coming to the situation of the effect of the droughts, that whole process was halted. And so this is where we're at. So in short, probably 40 million for 2026 would have been a much better figure that could have helped us to just up our game.
Okay, Honorable Mshanga.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, and thank you so much, Commissioner Secretary, for the responses given so far. I'm still looking at the minimal budget increase of 0.62%. Find out, Secretary, if there are any specific areas where the budget was underutilized or over expenditure noted in 2025, especially that the year has not yet ended. And if there was underutilization or over expenditure, what corrective measures have you put in place not to experience, maybe if you experienced it, an over expenditure or underutilization? Then the last question, Honorable Chairperson, I'm also looking at, because where I come from, I'm talking on behalf of the nation, but where I come from, maybe in terms of numbers for the staff under Zambia Correctional Service, and you are the commission, you are the Zambia Correctional Service Commission. We have had issues to do with the delayed confirmations for staff. Sometimes they come to my office as Member of Parliament, and also a bit speaking, wearing my previous jacket as a former Minister for Central Province, issues to do with promotions, issues to do with the appeal from the correction officers. How are you handling this, especially issues to do with the delayed confirmation and also promotions? We have always received such cases, especially in my case as Member of Parliament coming from Wacha, or Kawi in particular, Wacha parliamentary constituency, where even the biggest correctional facility is domiciled, Mukobeko maximum correctional facility. So how have you been handling issues to do with human resource management? I submit, Honorable Chairperson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Honorable Mshanga. And maybe on the lighter note, you know, there's some, in my constituency, there's a talk that for you to be given a letter of confirmation or recommendation, you have to take a sack of money to the boss in the night. Is it also happening there?
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you, Honorable Mshanga, for those questions. I must say, Honorable, that from the time the Commission came into being, from Zambia, when it was police and prisons, that time there's evidence that there were a lot of cases, particularly on the side of prisons, that were unattended to. I think from what we can guess is that police had bigger numbers as compared to their colleagues on the prison side. They may have put so much effort on attending to the police cases. Now, the coming of Zambia Correction Service Commission is a blessing in disguise, in that now we are dealing with a correction service alone. We are not now looking at the police cases. It's just I must say, Honorable, that we have done well so far. We just came back from a tour, actually of Central Province, where if you checked, you discover that we have cleared all cases of confirmations. We do not want to have simple cases like confirmations to still be like. Confirmation is where somebody starts work today, 3 months down the road, you must be able to confirm them. If you cannot, then you open the door for them to go. It means that they failed to settle. That should be straightforward. But in the past, this were not happening. I hear you. And as a result, numbers accumulated as years were going by. But with the 3 years of our going around, and for your own information, what we do is that we move with all stakeholders. Home Affairs, which does the recommendation to the Commission, so that we do not have a situation where first, Zambia Correction Service makes a recommendation to the Ministry, which is the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security. There it takes a month or whatever period of time. And by the time it gets to the Commission, maybe it's 6 months or beyond. Sometimes it used to take a year. We have cut out that. We do get all the stakeholders so that when we do a sitting, within that week when we're in the province, we are able to clear all the cases. As we stand now, I can confidently tell you that in terms of confirmations, we have cleared them. Really be but in terms of what we used to have in the narratives of years that have passed, that has changed. So is probably, I may say, it's different with the cases of promotions, because that, what we have discovered as a commission is that the Zambia Correction Service has been overtaken by events in terms of just the structure. When you look at facilities that they have, more facilities have opened up, and yet in terms of the structure, they've still remained in the 1960 whatever. So I want to report to the committee here that we had some interaction with them last year and encouraged them to relook at their structure, which they've done, and we have been reliably informed that Cabinet Office is about to approve their new structure. With that, then you will see that they will have more positions to which officers can be promoted. You need to understand, Chairperson, that for these officers in uniform, what is important to them is promotions. Them getting, you know, those things on their shoulders is very, very important. That is not happening. They are frustrated. And so we are hoping that going into 2026, should this structure be approved, then they'll begin to grow. You will have a situation, Chairperson, you go to Kitumba. Kitumba is a new place. The officers that are sitting there, there's no structure. And then and yet you might have 20 officers that are sitting there and are expecting to be promoted. Why? One, they are working very hard there, such that they do actually deserve a promotion, but there's no structure. Then there's no post ID. So those are the challenges that we have had. And we are hoping that going forward, these things will have been resolved and that Zambia Correction Service will open up. And in opening up, people will be getting promoted. Promotion without the money, it's no promotion. And this is what we have discovered. Much of the promotion that we found is been happening is where one is pronounced to be promoted, but without anything. So we felt that again for the officers, they feel like they're cheated. It's like you are told you are the general manager and yet you have nothing to manage.
Okay, noted. Then I asked the minister about the recruitment. Now, from the budget you have, I mean, because you confirmed that they are going to do some recruitment, even though the 14 people might be recruited. So do you have a budget where you can do the recruitment? On this, I'm looking at table 2.
Yes, Chairperson.
And maybe I can ask you the other question.
Yes.
Now, apart from the recruitment of the budget, we have the issues of gender. You can see even where you are seated. I can't send any female. And yeah, it's all men. And also, what do you do as a commission for those officers who are impregnating women in prison?
Thank you, Chairperson. I may wish to just maybe just indicate something. There are two types of recruitments that is running within my mind right now, even at the time when you were interacting with the minister. One, it is that of the Zambia Correction Service themselves, which is normally guided by, I think you had an opportunity to meet the Commissioner General. He is the one that runs with that together with the Honorable Minister, because those, they report directly to Home Affairs. We are under the Office of the President, and ours is human resource related matters. That's one. Two, there is this one which we are talking about of our structure ourselves, where we are talking about, is it the 16 positions?
14. The
14 positions. These ones, now this is the matter which we said we've been running with Cabinet Office and PSMD to make sure that we are given enough PEs in order for us to create post IDs. Without that, we cannot recruit. We will still be stuck and failing to fill up the approved structure which a government itself has given us. And what are we doing about this? We are fortunate that one of the committees, I think, from Parliament here, I just picked up about ago, that having heard our they've written to ST, that's Secretary to Treasury, to help us make sure that we fill in the remaining 14 positions. We are hoping that with that influence, 2026 will not come back here. Structure is still unfilled. I submit, Chair.
Then the gender and also
the gender
and the misbehavior by the officers.
The gender, we do have a female in the commission. It's just that the officers that have come with me are the ones that directly look at the matters that we're dealing with here. But we have a number of female officers in the commission. In terms of the officers, like I said, ours, we do not get into the operations of Zambia Correction Service, even though we can speak into it when we see that things seem to be not going in the direction that they should. But maybe from where I sit as an individual, we are looking at, we have had some serious conversations with Zambia Correction Service as we've been touring the country and the facilities. Yes, it's true, you discover that the numbers of male versus the female are not really working well in there. Some of what we have heard is that, particularly on the custodial duties, there are some areas which makes it difficult for female officers to be able to do their work. For instance, for female officers to be able to go man a facility where there are male convicts. There are ratios which they've shared with us which are supposed to have, but you'll find that this obviously will cause problems in terms of their operations, because when we come here, the chairperson here would want to see that female also are given opportunities to be officers. But yet, on the other hand, in terms of the actual work itself, it's difficult for those female colleagues of ours to be in such places. And even international wise, such things are not, allowed. In terms of officers impregnating inmates, there could have been cases of that nature, but you may wish to note, Chairperson, that there are serious consequences that are actually put upon such officers if they are found. In fact, we are just coming out of producing, we actually talked about it in our presentation here, the disciplinary code and conduct of the officers. In the current one, which will be approved by a cabinet office, secretary to cabinet, any officer that impregnates an inmate is immediately actually fired. And so we're hoping that with that we'll have a situation where officers will not indulge in such things. Actually, it goes further, because you've asked me this question, Chairperson. You may wish to note that they are not even allowed to even propose marriage to people that are incarcerated, even when they are outside of the facility where they've been released. The current rules are that an officer in uniform cannot be allowed to marry.
Okay, Honorable Mshanga.
Yeah, my question, Honorable Chairperson, one of my questions was not responded to. If there was any underutilization or over expenditure in 2025, and if that was experienced by the Commission, are there any steps put in place by the Commission not to experience, if at all, you experienced that as a Commission? I submit, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you. Maybe we can take another one from...
Thank you, Chair. We are discussing money here, and there's the aspect of non-tax revenue. I know there are farms which are commonly referred to as is it prison farms? There's the possibility of the commission being able to raise non-tax revenue. And the issue of non-tax revenue is good justification for lobbying for funding increase in any government department or sector. Because then you are able to justify that if you give us so much, we'll be able to do so much and government will realize this much. As opposed to just mere consumption, where the money is just going for consumption. So I want to know from you, what measures have you put in place to increase non-tax revenue? Thank you very much.
Okay, can I respond to those two?
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you, Honorables, for those questions. I'm sorry that I missed out the other one. I don't think that we are at a place where we had any over expenditure. As a matter of fact, I think from the figures, when you look at 2025, we have been funded less than 50, we're almost at 50% now, meaning that they still, and where are we at? We are in October now. We just remaining with few months before the end of the fiscal year. So meaning that much of the money is still locked out there. But we understand the challenges that the nation is going through. We are not the only ones, and I think you must have listened to a number of ministries that have a similar cry such as ours in terms of funding releases. It's been quite a challenge. That's what has caused that. It's not as a result of the fact that maybe we misapplied and that's why this money has been taken away. No, it's a ceiling that we were given. And in sitting down to see how we distribute this money, we ended up apportioning it in the manner and the way that we have done today, which we are discussing with you. We wished we had been given more legroom to be able to see a number of these challenges that we have already actually discussed with you, that we begin to reduce on those challenges. I mean, 3 years down the road, we're still talking about the same things. And I'm glad it's the same chairperson and the same committee we have appeared. I'm sure he remembers, you do remember us coming last year and speaking the same thing. So we are like a broken record. But it's a situation we find ourselves, and we're hoping that going forward with the improvement in the national cake, that even the commission will be considered in a much better way than things are happening now. The other question of, yes, maybe I will be now sitting here and supporting our baby, who is the Zambia Correction Service. Now, Zambia Correction Service and the Zambia Correction Service Commission are two different entities. We oversee the operations, or rather supervise the Zambia Correction Service in terms of human resource management matters or issues. But you are right, Honorable Minister. Zambia Correction Service is doing wonders in terms of just production. Right now, in terms of food security, if you check, they are doing extremely well. We, as a commission, as we've been going around touring, we have actually visited even the farms. From almost nothing, they are talking about serious figures in terms of maize production, wheat. They've gone into wheat now. We were in Western Province, they've gone into rice. So yes, on behalf of Commissioner General, whom you had in the morning, I think it's important to support it, because they are able to produce. How much more if they are given an extra hand in terms of machinery that they need. They have, just where we came from Central, in Serenje, Nansanga, I think it's a wonder. You need to visit that place and just see what officers are able to do. For us, our cry is that can those officers who are in remote areas like that and doing a lot be given a recognition in terms of promotions? Because imagine these are officers that are really toiling, and yet they are lacking in terms of their personal development in terms of promotion. It's officers that are here in Lusaka that actually are getting those, instead of fellows that are actually producing what can even feed the nation. So I think on behalf of Zambia Correction Service, it will be important for government to consider to give them a serious job in terms of support of farming inputs and equipment for them to do the job. They are almost getting to the levels of Zambia National Service. Now, if you look at Zambia National Service, they've been in the business for quite some time. Correction service, most of it they were doing was custodial duties. But now they ventured into farming, and you'll be shocked to see what they're able to do. And so, Chair, yes, I think it's important that for Zambia Correction Service, they need to be given a serious job.
Thank you very much. I think we have come to the end of our interaction. Maybe looking at your figures, you need to engage the Minister of Finance so that they can give you the remaining money as soon as possible so that you can spend it before December. And maybe next year, you can also look at the supplementary budget, which will be coming in June. So those are the areas which you probably can look at for the time being, so that you recruit the required staff and also you buy whatever is required. So with those few remarks, I think I would like now to close our interaction. Let's see if we have got some concluding remarks.
Chairperson and members of the committee, it's just to thank you for giving us an opportunity to come and express ourselves. It's a rare occasion, and we are trusting that with your influence, you can be able to maybe raise our voice in terms of speaking on our behalf to making sure that we receive the needed support. We thank you.
Thank you very much. At the beginning of our interaction, we gave you a minute. Now we have come to an end. I'd like now to withdraw that a minute and wish you a good day. Thank you very much.
That was the Committee on Media, Information and Communication Technologies, which was receiving submissions and considering Head 36, which is Zambia Correctional Service Commission. And before that, we did have the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, who was the witness before the committee. And this is Parliament Television. We continue with sector budget analysis. Remember, on 26th September 2025, Finance and National Planning Minister Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwani did unveil the 2026 national budget. So now what is happening is that different committees are sitting at different locations. We have other committees right here at the Parliament main buildings, others at Mulungushi International Conference Center. And of course, in the first 10 days, these different committees are receiving submissions from different stakeholders. And in the next 10 days, the expanded Planning and Budgeting Committee will now be considering reports from these committees which are sitting now. And in that regard, the expanded Planning and Budgeting Committee is expected to submit the report on the estimates to the House by Tuesday, 28th October 2025. So Parliament Radio and TV is on hand to bring you up to speed with regards to whatever is happening right here, either at Mulungushi International Conference Center or Parliament main buildings right here. Still with me, my name is Joe Muyunda Akatama, and of course on sign language interpretation desk we have Jason Manda and Chola Kawama. 17:30, I'll be right here to give you the summary of what has happened today in different committees. Stay glued right here on Parliament TV as we continue to bring Parliament closer to you. Good afternoon.